My name is Andrea Willis Johnson. I'm the managing attorney of the legal clinics here at GW Law, and I'm thrilled to see that you are interested in learning a little bit more about the legal clinical program. So I will give you an overview of what the clinics are at GW. What are the clinics anyway? What the clinics are, we are a number of things. We're an academic program, and so what that means is you will meet to gain experiential learning credits and really just practice skills each week in a seminar format. So you will have a class component to being a part of the legal clinics, just like any other class that you register for. You will learn substantive law and you will be in a cohort of students, which is about an 8-to-1 student faculty ratio. So a very tight knit group where you'll get an opportunity to discuss a number of things, which will make a little bit more context as I add that we are also a public interest law firm. We actually happen to be one of the largest public interest law firms here in Washington, D.C. So we serve a number of different communities, whether it is an individual seeking asylum and fleeing from their home country due to war or threats of violence or other discrimination that requires them and their family to need to flee. Or we represent artists and creatives through our intellectual property and technology law clinic. We have over 18 different practice areas. Actually, we're up to 19 now, and we're growing by the minute and the day. And so we encourage you to continue to stay connected to us so that you can learn all the different practice areas that we have, the community partners that we work with across Washington, D.C. and beyond, and really the impact that we have in Foggy Bottom, where you spend a lot of time doing your studying, you also get an opportunity to give back as well. Oh, and one more, professional development and just an identity formation opportunity for you. You get a lot of good mentorship in that small knit group. That 8-to-1 student faculty ratio leads to really close relationships with your colleagues, who will then, of course, become individuals that you are practicing with, peers across the city, or if you choose to practice in another state, others that you can kind of pick up the phone and call. So you're building your professional network, you're developing hands-on skills like being the lead negotiator on the contract or the contract dispute, bringing parties together at the board table, or being in the courtroom, doing preparing depositions, all of that great work. You are being turned to as the student attorney on these matters, who is supervised by a faculty member who is with you every step of the way to make sure that you feel confident and ready to exercise those skills that you're learning throughout the program. So just at a high level, as I mentioned, we are currently up to 19 program offerings. The clinic credit load options differ depending on what you sign up for. So we have some that are set at 4 to 6 credits. Those are experiential learning credits, as I mentioned. So that'll translate to about 15 to 22 hours of work a week. Give or take, you may have a heavy week and a lighter week that follows. So just as a general guideline thing to think about. And on the smaller side, we also do have 2 credit clinic commitments. And so those will vary closer to about 8 hours a week. In terms of grading, do want you all to keep in mind that there are different grading structures within the clinical program. We will have letter graded clinics. I will say most of our clinics are graded on a letter graded format. However, others are graded in the categories of honors, pass, low pass, and no credit. And so I want you to be mindful as you're thinking about clinic to be thinking about which grading structure maybe works better for your class schedule. Granted, you may have come in as a transfer student, or you may have just different things that you'll need to be thinking about in terms of what credits are available to you. So how can you prepare to enroll in clinic? We encourage you to visit the clinic website. This year, we're actually using the My Law web portal where you can learn a little bit more about our clinics leading up to the clinic application cycle. You can learn, you can find all of our clinic descriptions, our prerequisites and co-requisites. Whether you are earlier in your legal journey and you are thinking about clinics, this is still relevant for you because you can look at those prerequisites online and begin to chart your course and see what classes and what semester you'll want to take each class in so that you're prepared for clinic by the time you're ready to apply. And in terms of the registration and enrollment process, it is unique. Yes, we are a class here at that you register for at GW Law, just like any other course, but you are admitted by application in the clinic, which is one slight difference. And so we have several opportunities for you to learn more and just participate throughout the journey to learn and meet our faculty who are leading these clinics and get to know what they're looking for in their applications. Each semester, we host a clinic meet and greet. We have student tabling opportunities, virtual panels, and the clinic application itself. All of those things will happen at certain times a year that we want you to be thinking about. In mid-October, for the spring participation, you'll want to be thinking about or planning for attending some of those events and carving out time in your schedule to do so. And if you're thinking about participating in a fall semester, late February to early March is when you'll start to see a number of an increase in emails from the clinical program sharing details about those meet and greets, tabling opportunities, virtual panels, and so on. Our applications will always be due shortly after those events and opportunities to learn more. And we encourage you to scan this QR code if you haven't already. This directs to a number of different resources from student spotlights and student news. A number of times our clinics and our students are featured in headlines, and whether they're featured in headlines, the case stories that we're working on, they are all incredibly meaningful. This semester, you are accessing the clinic application through the GW Law web portal, which actually you can find on the main GW Law website. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through how you can find that portal and how you can go ahead and see that application. If you can bear with me while I share my screen. There we are. So that is our fantastic webpage, which you all know well. And here on the top of the screen, you'll see a number of items in the banner that is in the bronze here. My Law portal is where we're headed. So if you can click in there. So I'm logged in as myself, and as you can see, it was fairly simple to log in. For you, if this is your first time logging in a while, it may ask you for your law school email and your law school password. So the same email and password that you typically use for your email account, that's what you'll put in to jump right into the portal and log in as yourself. I am here as myself, and during the application cycle for the clinical process, on the homepage, we do, as the clinic application is announced, we add an announcement here on the front of the page. But during any given time of year, to get to our clinic page and resources, and I would recommend you do so as well, just to find the application and be aware of the different avenues. If you go to department info, clinics, you will find our specific page on the portal. And from there, there's a lot of good information. We have documents here on the right-hand side. So the things that are going to help you in your job search as you are either a current clinical student or thinking about becoming a clinical student. Individual clinics will provide additional details for applicants here. You will see a lot of alumni and clinic students sharing their experiences where you can watch video. And you will also see, as you were seeking to see here on the top of the screen, you will see it toward the left-hand side, you'll see the clinic application. So the Jacob Burns Community Legal Clinics and Rising for Justice Clinic application is what we've titled it this year. It might have a slight variation in different years. You'll click in there. And you are almost ready to go ahead and apply for clinics at this point. We do intentionally have a number of instructions that we like you to be thinking about and actually read through before you reach the clinic application. So we want you to be aware of our deadline here, which is generally in mid-October for each semester where students are applying for the following spring semester. What should you know about the clinic application process? Please do pay close attention to this, as your faculty will expect you to have read this before you submit your application and as they're reading the application. And the selection process. You'll learn a little bit more about that here, the variable details around clinic credits. And at the very bottom here, you will see with the highlight, this is where you can click to find the clinic application. So that is just very high level, how you will find the clinic application in this semester. I'm currently doing this semester in the middle of the application cycle to provide a support to students. And you're welcome to continue to peruse our page, which has a number of different items that you may find interesting, resources from our social worker, guidance on the AI training for clinical students that we've done. So as you are preparing your applications, I do wish you the very best of luck. So you know our team, it consists of Milagros Tudela, who is our administrative supervisor. She is the lead and manages our clinic the clinic admin at law.gwu.edu email account. So do encourage you to ask your questions there. Of course, my name is Andrea Willis Johnson. As I mentioned earlier, I am more than happy to support you through this process. And we have a number of other folks on our team. So do feel free to give us a call, shoot us an email, and let us know how we can be helpful to you. So thank you again for watching and best of luck.